Chapter 8, Social Media for Business Communication. In this chapter, we'll explain characteristics of the emerging use blogs, wikis, forums, and other social tools for effective communication within organizations, create blogs for effective external communications, build a credible online reputation, describe the ethical use of social media for work. Many relatively inexpensive internet-based communication tools used in business, social networking, blogs, messaging, discussion forums are driving profound changes in how people connect and collaborate in the workplace. These changes are so profound that workplace culture is moving into a new era, from the information age to the social age. The social age is an era in which people engage in networked communication, collaborate across boundaries, and solve problems communally. However, even though the communication technologies that have paved the way for the social age are changing rapidly in months and years, workplace culture is relatively slow to change in years and decades. So keep in mind that cultural norms and values more significantly influence the impact of social media in the workplace than do its technical capabilities. The evolution of the Internet during the past 15 years from Web 1 to Web 2 platforms is the primary driver of the social age. In the original Internet referred to as Web 1, most web pages were read-only and static. As the Internet evolved, referred to as Web 2, what emerged was the read-write web, where users interact extensively with web pages, authoring content, expressing opinions, and customizing and editing web content, among other things. Web 2.0 communication tools, often referred to as social media, include social network, blogs, wikis, gaming, podcasts, and information tagging. Web 1 communication tools are primarily passive and static. By contrast, Web 2.0 communication tools are interactive, customizable, and social. User 1 refers to an individual who primarily uses and prefers Web 1 tools, whereas Web 2 users refers to an individual who primarily uses and prefers Web 2 tools. In Table 8.1, as you can see, the emerging social age is adopting many workplace norms and values from users of Web 2.0 tools. Increasing companies are adopting social networking platforms that contain Web 2 communication tools, also called Enterprise Social Software and Enterprise 2 in the workplace. These platforms contain many of the features available on social networking websites: user profiles, microblogs, blogs, wikis, and file uploading. They often include a variety of other communication and collaboration tools as well, including online audio and video calls, shared workspaces, calendars, and private messaging or emailing systems. The emerging work culture associated with the social age presents many benefits to companies and business professionals in the context of team and networked communication. See Table 8.2. Along with the benefits associated with the social age, social media also present many challenges and risks. See Table 8.2. In this section, we briefly touch on several of the social software tools you can expect to use in the workplace: dashboards, user profiles, blogs and status updates, shared files, and discussion forums, usually simply called forums. We focus on these tools for a few reasons. They are among the most widely used and most effective social tools, and they involve significant written communication. Tips for using social media tools include: organize your dashboard to control your communication and information flow, create and complete professional profile, use blogs and status updates for team communication, use shared files to collaborate, solve problems with discussion forums, use other social media tools. Nearly all social software systems contain a dashboard, your front page, when you log in, which operates as your communication and information hub. In most cases, you can customize the dashboard to display the features that most interest you. Think about setting up your dashboard to assess messages and information that will help you work efficiently and avoid distraction. Blogs are posts that are arranged chronologically, similar to a journal format. Traditionally, most blogs have included entries by just one or a few individuals, although many provide the option for reader comments. Blog posts are excellent opportunities for leaders, managers, and supervisors to keep employees aware of announcements and updates. Status updates, also known as microblogs, are short comments that typically contain just a few sentences. The most popular public social networking platform for microblogs is Twitter. As part of enterprise social networking platforms, status updates are tools for broadcasting quick announcements and urgent information. Organizations are increasingly using team blogs and project blogs, many-to-many communication. Team blogs are typically organized around formal work teams, and project blogs are organized around particular projects that generally involve temporary teams. Team and project blogs are excellent ways to place all of the team's communications in a single place, such as updates, progress reports, problem-solving discussions, project timelines and goals, announcements, and a variety of other coordination tasks. By using the common features on blogs used for internal announcements, employees can ask questions and share their opinions. This helps create a more interactive, transparent decision-making process within organizations, business units, and teams. Notice in Figure 8.3 how Andrea makes a short announcement via a blog post. Notice in Figure 8.3 that Kip responds to Andrea's blog post with a question, and Andrea quickly responds. This process helps Andrea get input from her colleagues to make better decisions. It also gives all employees the sense that their concerns and opinions matter. Smart teams rely on shared files on central platform to co-edit and coordinate their work. Most enterprise social networking platforms have shared file platforms that operate much like Google Docs. As you share files with team members and other colleagues to collaborate, consider the following tips. Discuss with your team members and colleagues what the protocol should be for sharing and co-editing files. Organize your files by project. Manage permissions. Add comments constructively and carefully read your colleagues' comments. All enterprise social networking platforms contain discussion forums. These forums allow team members and colleagues to continue holding conversations between meetings. Generally, you should help your team avoid the following actions that hinder productive team communication. Avoid leading posts. Avoid ignoring competing points of view. Avoid strong, rigid language. Avoid complaining, blaming, off-topic points, excessively short or lengthy posts, and of sarcasm. You can use a variety of strategies to make forums effective ways for your team to produce better work. Consider the following. Read your peers' comments completely and carefully. State the purpose of the forum clearly. Use flexible, open, and inviting language. Build on the ideas of others and post questions. Show appreciation for your teammates and their ideas. Participate often. Meet in real time for touchy points. Summarize and, as appropriate, identify next steps. Talk with your team about ways to make forums, help your decision-making, and coordination. The subject line for the forum should clearly lay out the question or purpose of the forum. In the effective forum in Figure 8.7, you can see that the forum subject is posed as a clear, specific question. Also, make sure the first few posts clearly describe why the issue is important and provide some background. This motivates other team members to participate. The primary goal of blogs for organizations is effective public relations. PR is fundamentally about building relationships with employees, customers, communities, the media, and other stakeholders. A primary goal of building these relationships is to improve corporate reputation or credibility. Corporate reputation is an asset. It has value. Studies suggest that reputation directly contributes to between 3 and 7.5% of annual revenues. For some companies, reputation can increase revenue even more. Second, having a positive reputation is not enough. A company's reputation must differentiate it from its competitors. Third, a primary goal of public relations is managing the expectation of stakeholders. And most important, through public relations, a company develops a reputation that delivers value to stakeholders based on their own needs and interests. In the press release style, which still counts for most written PR messages, the main components include a headline, dateline, the story, a boilerplate, and contact information. The headline immediately captures the attention of stakeholders. Next, the dateline allows readers to identify when the story occurred. Then the PR story is written in third person, in which is often referred to as inverted pyramid style. You can see an example of this type of blog post in Figure 8.8. Another approach to PR messages is the op-ed style. Traditionally, a corporate leader would write an opinion piece in first person about a challenge or issue shared by the company and the public. The op-ed style is common on corporate blogs, where business leaders can regularly share their opinions and experiences. You can see an example of this right here in front of you in Figure 8.9. Guidelines for using social media in the workplace include being an active contributor and join communities. Read, listen, and learn. Focus on content. Make your content accessible. Make your messages authentic and friendly. Be responsive and help others, and respect boundaries and avoid oversharing. Although nearly all business professionals are aware of social networking and the importance of strong online reputations, most are still learning to manage their online presences strategically. In this section, think about the opportunities and risks for you as you develop your online reputation. First, think carefully about developing a personal brand in a professional sense, a unique set of professional skills and attributes that others associate with you. Whether or not you have intentionally created an online presence, potential and current employers, colleagues, and clients will judge your credibility based on online information about you. Thus, you need to take as much control as you can of your online reputation. As portrayed in Table 8.3, one helpful approach is to consider the meta messages or overall and underlying messages that others decode from your online communications. These meta messages become one basis for your online reputation. Table A3 uses the example of a corporate blog or wiki to portray the meta messages that others decode from your online communications. Here's another. More of Table A3. Much more than your online reputation is at stake with social media use. The reputation and performance of your company is at stake as well. The line between what you believe is private use of social media and your role as an employee can be murky because your private actions can damage your employer and hurt your career. Careful of that. After studying this chapter, you should understand the characteristics of the social age, effective communication with blogs, wikis, and forums, blogs for external communication, online reputation, and the ethical use of social media. Please post any questions you may have to the discussion board.